Hi there, welcome to Focus with the Big Smith. My name is Leroy Smith. On today's program, we'll be speaking with Director of the Child Care and Protection Agency, Ms. Anne Green. She's been serving in this capacity since 2009. Ms. Green, welcome. All right, so we're going to jump right into it. We continue to see children begging at traffic lights and cleaning car windows and so on. Whose responsibility is it to get those children off of the streets doing those things? And what seems to be the challenge to have those children removed from conducting those activities there?
It starts with the parents though, you know. The parents need to take responsibility. You can't have your child on the streets. But a child on the street and doing things like that is a child that needs protection. So therefore, it's right to the agency. Yeah, because a child's place is in the home, in school, or in some activity, not at street corners begging, cleaning windshields and begging, or breaking the bricks and asking persons who cause, the filling a hole, and they have a hammer. That one is so scary. So you got to give them something, as people scared that they take the hammer and break the window pane or so. It shouldn't happen. It's a child that needs protection. So it's right to the agency. So we have, in fact, as I said, declared war. And we are holding the parents accountable. We did a raid on Friday to remove some off of the street. So we were able to pick up a few, and we got them at the office. And then we went to get the parents. So it's a whole process, it's an ordeal. Because the grown boys, they're not giving us no positive information. One, your father ain't got number, your mother, and all those things they were saying. So I said to them, all right, we will have to keep you in care until we can find a parent, so that we could work with this parent to find out, tell me, what are your challenges? Why are you having this child on the street? And you know what we found? We found that, yes, some of the children on the street, they are sinning, but the parents, they're more sinned against. Meaning, when we hear some of the information, one lady, she has 9 children. No father in the picture. The eldest is 13 or 14. 9 children, no father in the picture. She's working as a security guard. So when she out for long hours, these children are left on their own. So we have to do a whole assessment. What help we can give this family, how we could prevent this from happening. So, yes, the child protection is the child protection responsibility, but we're saying the parents, we're holding them accountable. They must keep their children off of the street because it's exposure for the children. The children they're being exploited. Persons are saying all manner of things. They could even be, people could do several things, take them away. A lot of things, they're at severe risk to be at the corners and the street begging. So it's something that must be stopped. And the members of the public, you have a responsibility too. Because every little small change you give a child, you're part of the problem. And you're part of the exploitation of children. So if you want to be part of the solution, you will not give the little small change. You'll find out, you can tell them where to tell the parents to come to the agency. We can supply, find out, we will work with you to change the situation, to give you whatever needed support that you need to keep the children off the streets.
Okay, you spoke a bit earlier on this first question of whose responsibility it is. So continuing on the issue of responsibility, let's say the Child Care and Protection Agency or its representatives do not observe but a member of the public observes and pick this child up and decides to take him or her to a police station, I need to know, and I think the public needs to know also, is it okay for the police to keep children in their custody? And I'm talking about children below the age of 16 and all these things, because there is that confusion with respect to, oh, we cannot arrest, we cannot deal.
No.
Clarify this for us.
All right, if we're talking about children on the street begging and so on, they think, and juveniles committing, or children are committing offenses, it's two things. A child on the street, for us to move them, we had to get the police. Police got to help us to move them off of the street. Police is for service and protection. A child can be taken to the police station, and the police know they can call us. They can call us immediately. Look, a child here. A child can run into a police station for help, and the police can call us. We have a hotline service. We put it up at the stations. They know the number. They can call us and say, look, there's a child here. And yes, an officer will go down to the station so that we can deal with the child. This center here, the Child Care and Protects, this center here, this is a center for 24 hours. It's the first stop for a child in difficult circumstances. So if the police see a child on the road, they can pick that child up and bring that child here. And that child will be taken in here. The officers here, they will call on the phone to get guidance on what and so to do. So there's a procedure. This is the first stop, this center here, for a child in a difficult circumstances. So the police can pick up a child, and those are things they can do. They can bring the child straight here.
What
on the street.
What about children who would have committed themselves unlawfully?
Those offenses now. So when we come, there's a Juvenile Justice Act. And the act says, in it is saying that a child is criminally responsible at the age of 14. All right. But it does not say that a child under 14 cannot be charged. All right? What needs to happen, the police should have a processing center. So when you pick up a child, the child is taken to the processing center, and between the police and the social services, we'll investigate and do a pre-charge report.
I want to stop you right there, and let's drift back a bit on this issue of processing center, and I would like you to look directly into my camera and speak on this issue of the processing center and how juvenile offenders should be dealt with.
The Juvenile Justice Act, a juvenile must be held accountable for his crimes. And if a juvenile is arrested by the police, he has to be put in a situation or placed in custody where rehabilitation process can step in immediately. That means he cannot be put in a jail cell or some hole or something, or put with adults. No, there must be a proper place that is child friendly, because we got to process you. You committed offense. We got to find out what, as I said, children are more sinned against than they sin. So to do that, we got to understand. So there must be a process where we could find out. We could do a psychological evaluation to find out what is happening with you. There's some children cannot say if they're guilty or not. So we got to find out. So there's need for evaluation, psychological evaluation. All of this, what's your education level at? What's been happening? What's your home situation like? All the things that might have contributed to you being offending. That's what juvenile justice is all about. Rehabilitation processes must step in from the time the police hold a juvenile. But the police saying that they can't hold a juvenile and all of that, no, they can. But it must be at a place that all the police stations should have a place where they can process juveniles. So that is what we're working towards having.
Okay.
A good processing place.
All right, thank you very much, dear Ms. Green. On the issue of abuse, child abuse, and so on. Previously, I know that previously regions 9, 1, and 7 were your hotspots for abuse.
Sexual abuse.
Yes, sexual abuse against children.
The rate, in terms of rate of abuse.
Okay.
When we deal, you see, people look at numbers, but when you look at rate, you look at it as against 1,000 children. All right, the population, the rate of the children. So it's the rate of the children. Those regions were high. Yeah.
What is the state of play now in those regions? Is it the same? The situation remains the same, or other regions would have taken over from where
years
they left
ago,
off?
a couple of years ago, Region 10 was heading in terms of rate. But the last 2 years, it changed. Region 3. Last year it was Region 3. This year, half year this year, Region 1 and 7 and 9 were leading. Yeah. So it tend to interchange. Yeah.
Okay. The Child Abuse and Sexual Offences Register was launched some 2 years ago. What is the...
We're still working on it. It's not yet available to the public. We still got some issues with it, but we are, yes, the data is being collected.
What are some of the teething problems with that register?
The whole teething problem is technology. We having the, you know, they say the internet, we have internet and blaze and whatnot, but sometimes things don't happen as how it should. It is just technology. And we have to go back a couple years to get all the information in. But there's more to be done. There's more to be done, but we are working on getting the data for the register. Yes, we're working on that.
Will those information be public so that we know?
But it will be in the end. We're hoping that it will get to the stage, yes, that the public can get information from it.
For clarity
But we're not there.
For clarity purposes, are we going to arrive at that stage in this country where if someone is known to be interfering with children or so on, is there a system, does this register address that system of publishing, or that borders on exposing the child by way of association or so on?
No, we never, the child is not going to be known. But we are hoping the sky is the limit. We are hoping that we can get to that stage. So that is the whole thing with the data. We want to get to that stage. All right, so we are working towards it. But
okay, what challenges has COVID-19 brought to the operations of the Child Care and Protection Agency?
Well, as the child protection officers are essential workers. So they have been working right through. Yes, the visits to homes and certain places has been scaled down a little bit, but we're still going out to get reports. We're still going to rescue children. We're still doing the things that we have to do, but we're using every precaution. They will go out with the gear, the protective gear, to rescue children. So it's just the social distancing, those things. We have put those in place and so on, but the work continues. We are essential workers, so we have not stopped our work.
On the issue of foster care and parenting, foster homes and foster parents, outside of the questionnaires that potential foster parents are mandated to fill out, what systems are in place to ensure that children are placed in homes where they are treated with the love and affection that children ought to be treated with? And as a follow-up to that, could you also say if you've had cases where children had to be removed from any foster care home or from foster parenting because of the treatment they received?
Yes, we have had not much, not many cases. 1 and 2, when we place the child, and then the follow-up and check-in, because we have to check to ensure the continued well-being of that child. And if we check and things are not in keeping with the requirements, yes, we had to remove children temporarily from foster parents, but not on many occasions.
What were some of the infractions that caused a child to have to be removed?
Well, neglect. Neglect. We feel that the situation was the child, there was neglectful situations, and that's why but not for, we never had to remove a child for sexual abuse or so. It's just that the care of the child was not up to standard as what we expect it to be, and we removed the child, yeah.
Okay, is there anything else you'd like to add? This is a very short interview this week, I must let you know. Ms. Green, is there anything you'd like, any parting words you'd like to share with our viewers on the issue of child care and protection and children and so on?
We need more assistance. As I was saying today and yesterday, I was saying to protect children, it is more or less, it's like we got to declare war. And we need some warriors. And it's not the agency alone. We need to get help from the public. If you see something, you have to say something. Persons are seeing things, persons are knowing children are being abused, and they're not saying anything. When something happens and you hear how many persons say, but you know, I didn't know that, and they should have said something so that you could help the children. Something happened. Everybody said they know there's something wrong at the house, but yet they didn't say something. So we could prevent things from happening to children. If it didn't look right, if something didn't look right next door, it probably is not right. And you could call. We will find out what is going on next door, so how we can prevent abuse. It's not always calling when something done happen. Call a little before. How them children staying so long across there, 2-3 days, nothing is happening over there. Call us. We can come in and find out what is happening there with the children, and you could prevent sometime abuse from happening. So we are appealing to the public, please, if you see something, say something. Understand that you have a responsibility too for protecting a child. It's not child care agency alone. Child protection is everyone's business. You must be involved in the protection of children. We now want to stop this sexual abuse. It's a little bit alarming for us. We are seriously concerned. Children are not to be big adults sexing children. Children need protection. So we want to get adults in this whole protective mode to protect children. See them as they're not miniature adults. They're little people that need protection from adults. And I'm appealing to the public. Watch out for a child. See something, say something. At the road corners, don't give them the small change. Please, because you're part of the problem, because they will continue to be there, and there might be persons that they're giving that small change, so it's not even going to in their best interest and welfare. We want to get all the children off the streets. We want to get them in homes, but we need help from the public at large. This is a whole lot of work to be done, and we really can't do it alone. So I'm asking everybody to come on board and help us as we do this job to protect Guyana's children.
Just before we go, Ms. Green, on the issue of arrests, at what stage will the agency work with the police to arrest these parents who are facilitating the traffic light activities? And at what stage will also the agency be more aggressive in dealing with people who are naming children of child victims of sexual abuse and so on social media and elsewhere?
All right, we're looking at that, because persons too can be held responsible for that.
I must let you know, we've been saying this for some time.
We're saying it for time, but we listen. You know, I've said this before, and I'm saying it again. We really need a special victims unit. So I've said to the new minister that we're going to work on it, getting this special victims unit. It's a quick response unit where we want the police, child protection officers, social service officers, public health officers, that we're going to move together and get persons and hold them accountable for abuse of children, for exploitation of children. Even on social media and everywhere, systems got to be in place. We must get it. It's long past the time. There's so, as I said, it's much work to do. The police sometimes say they under stress, but we have to get more quick responses for child abuse. And we're seriously going after it. Yeah. And the new minister, she's on. And we got to get it done fast, quick. For the parents, yes, we must, it's a whole reluctance, but the time has passed for that now. First, people say how we want to lock up the parents. You know how many put down we get for trying to lock up a parent? People attack us. But I'm saying to them, they're saying I want to send the parents to the jail. I said, no, I don't want to do that. All I want to do is to hold a parent accountable. To sit down and hear this and let me work at changing it. I don't want to send them to pay, but to get them to be accountable, I got to get the police to hold and charge them. Because we try the other way, get you, we talk to you and all of that. That's not working. We have to get the charges now. Right? But we don't send parents, the magistrate will decide on if a parent hearing was it and what should happen to a parent. Yes, it will involve us. So that's the way we're going. For this year, we're picking up these children here, we're looking at the parents. This weekend, I will putting some names in the paper to call some fathers. I'm not saying anything, I'm just saying I'm calling Mr. So-and-so, just come in to see us. Let me see if we can get some help for the children. We are trying everything. So we're trying to find some fathers, because I can't have a mother with 9 children and no father in the picture. He has to come and take his responsibilities. And if we have to take him to the court so that he could pay support for his children through the court. So we're prepared to do that. But we're starting out by just putting the name, saying, we do when we're calling in the papers. If you see at weekends, we do got a little notice. Because when we want to do adoptions and so on, we're calling you, your last known address. If we have it, we'll put that. And we're asking if you come. We ask persons who know the persons. If you know this person, would you tell him that the child care agency need to have a word with him urgently? We're trying everything because, yes, Leroy, we're talking a long time. And I'm saying now, we're declaring war. Yeah. We are declaring war right now because we have to. We got to get more aggressive in terms of protecting children.
Thank you very much.
And we're prepared to do that.
Thank you very much, Ms. Green. Thank you very much, viewers, for joining us. This was Focus with the Big Smith. My name is Leroy Smith. Do join us here again next week. Of course, if you would have been following, we were speaking with Ms. Anne Green, the Director of the Child Care and Protection Agency here in Guyana.
Small business package is here. Get 1 month digital ads, 12 polo t-shirts, 12 caps, and 150 pens with your logo, of course. 50 bumper stickers and 1 banner stand, all for the amazingly low price of $130,000. Businesses with 1 to 12 employees eligible. Offer while stocks last. Impression